Okay, today I'm gonna try and see about mounting this big plow onto my Polaris. It's a little large, but it's free. So I wanna make a quick and dirty mount just to see if this thing will even be able to support this big heavy thing. So what I have so far is this piece of scrap steel. I made 2 marks on it about where I want the little forks or what have you to hook into these, to that bar stock setup. And figure I'll make it out of this. It's a little big, but it'll do. Might look for a shorter piece, not so long, but a little bit shorter, because this is a little overkill. But yeah, I'll just go and cut some pieces off of this, form it up onto this, then I'll have to drill out the hole for that, and then cut it out to make it into a hook so that guy could slide inside of there. Alright, so I decided to go ahead and use this. I'm making 2 3-inch pieces, and then I'll drill out 2 holes and then cut the hooks or the openings into those holes where those the bar stock will fit into there. All right, I got them laid out, and now I'm going to cut out the hole, and then I'll show you what I mean by cutting the hook into it. Let's start this up. Some safety specs. And here we go. See how well this works. Okay, so right now I've just got these angles set up where they're going to be sitting in about the center of those the bar stock right there, and that's what that white mark there signifies. So I'm going to set up with the thickness of the angle right on the center of that mark, and I'm just going to weld it in place, and then from there I'm going to cut out a V-notch into the hole and then do some fit tests on that bar stock, and then go from there with shaving away material to make sure it'll fit there on there properly. And then I'll show you that process as well. Alright, this thing is sitting pretty in here. Obviously, the mount is definitely not pretty, but I don't need it to be pretty, I just need it to work. So you can see I'll slide in there. It's angled up so it's not going to fall out. And obviously the weight of pushing the snow will hold it locked in there, along with the winch mount I'm going to put in here. I'm just going to put like a piece of angle iron there with an eye hook bolt going through it, so I can hook the winch to it, which will raise and lower it. And the pressure of just the winch alone will also hold that locked into that mount. And now that that is done, now I got to figure out how to mount that to the quad, how I want to go about doing that. Well, I'll be back after I figure that out. All right, so I'm thinking with the length of from here to that handle right there on the plow, that this spot right here, right beneath that drive shaft yoke, and that hole right here is about the best spot for it underneath. And it'll be just missing the control arms. So what I'm going to do is I measured out the center of the frame, and that hole came out to about 3 1/4 inches from the side frame to the center of that hole, because it's 6.5 wide. And what I'm going to do, well, basically I'm just going to get the center of that thing and drill a hole, 1/2 inch hole, and then bolt it to that hole right there. And then from there, I got to decide how I'm going to like tack weld it in, or do some more bolts. Maybe say like a bolt way back here and a bolt way back there, just to prevent it from spinning around. Because I mean, realistically, it's not really going to be holding weight. It's just going to be taking the brunt of it getting pushed back. So honestly, I may just weld it to the frame too, because I mean, I'm not off-roading this thing anymore. Really, it only gets used for doing work around the property now. There's really nowhere else to off-road it anymore around here, so I'll probably just weld it to the frame. That way I don't ever have to worry about it busting off, breaking a bolt, or what have you. But we'll see. We shall see. Alright, so I made a center mark on here, held it up to that hole, and then outlined the hole on here. I'm going to drill a 1/2 inch hole for a 1/2 inch bolt right here, and then that'll be able to have me hold this to the frame so I can figure out what I want to do. So this is about how I go around making my own bolts if I don't have any and the hardware store isn't open. I'll take some all thread, measure about how much I need, then I'll just cut it off with the Sawzall. Works perfect. Oh, by the way, gantry crane is working beautifully. It's fully supporting the front end of this quad. So there's the mount bolted in with the 1/2 inch bolt that I just made. It's clearing the control arms completely. This is at full droop with them. So sitting on the ground, that's not going to be touching at all. I do have to level this thing out side to side, so I'll take a hammer and smack it. But yeah, I am going to have to figure out how I want to secure that so it doesn't rotate. But for now, that is with it mounted on the quad without the winch hookup. That is damn solid. So I'm happy with that so far. Alright, so I have this piece of angle with a hole in it that I had laying around. The eye bolt through it. Just clamped to the plow for right now. This is just temporary to see if it'll be good this far out at this angle, or if I have to put it in, say like weld it in like up there to get a steeper angle to pull it up properly. So let's find out together. turn this on. Let's see. No, that's not gonna work. All right, let's try to. So instead of trying to move the angle, what I did was I just hooked it to that brace. Let's see, it did work. Lifted it up off the ground. So that's good. There it is. It's a little long though, but I mean, it is what it is. What do you expect for a free plow? Thankfully, I don't have many hills here. So if I have to, I'll just back it up to where the driveway is and then just plow from there. So there we go, all done. Well, I went ahead and just said the hell with it and did 2 1-inch stitch welds there. And that'll keep it from rotating on me. So, there you go, all fully done.